Israel has given or dropped these leaflets which say that all people in northern Gaza must leave within 24 hours. That deadline is about to end. Are we now expecting to see some kind of a ground incursion by the Israelis?
Well, you certainly have to expect it. It remains to be seen whether they'll strike right at that time. They're using typical military protocol. They probably won't do it right then because the intent is to make the other side wait and be uncertain when it's going to come. So I wouldn't expect them to literally hit at the 24-hour mark, but it could come literally at any time after that. And according to many Israeli sources, it's definitely coming. So I honestly can't imagine that they would have called up 360,000 reservists to just sit and watch the fence. So I think we can count on some kind of large incursion coming in the very near future.
Many people say this is more than what Russia got in the initial days of the war when it invaded into Ukraine. Do you expect the Israeli incursion could come from the north, because it is in the northern part of Gaza that they've said that people should evacuate immediately? I'm
certain that's the case. There would be no value at all. In fact, that it would be horrible if they actually came in from the south after telling the civilians to go down there. So I'm sure that that's where they're going to go. One can conclude that the Israeli intelligence have determined that the majority, if not even all, of the primary ministry locations of the Hamas group are in that area. So they want to be able to isolate it and then to go in there. But, as you're kind of implying in some of your reports, it's a logistical nightmare for the Palestinian civilians to even get out if they want to from that. And of course, where are they going to go? What are they going to eat? What are they going to drink? Because no aid has been allowed in. And then you also have the Hamas reports that they're telling the civilians not to leave. They want them to stay in place, presumably to limit the Israeli attacks. But I just don't know that that's going to succeed. But also at this moment, there are more than 130, Israeli captives that are with Hamas. Now, one of the priorities that the Israelis will have is to try and free those captives. Some of these captives are also American citizens. What strategy do you think the Israelis will, in fact, rely on as they carry out this ground offensive to try and secure those captives? That's really the million-dollar question that Israel is probably intentionally not answering. Because historically, Israel and really all in the West have sought to get all of the hostages back and to make whatever negotiations are prudent to be able to do that. But here, Israel seems to be running up against competing requirements. One is to launch a ground incursion to destroy Hamas. And then the second is to get the hostages back. And those two things really can't work together because any hostage negotiation takes a lot of time. And it doesn't appear that Israel is willing to give that time. So that's kind of a dark implication that hostages may not be released and may not be freed. And I just fear for all of their lives.